Well, the main story was done. They were just trying to give us like filler until like we're off to the new continent. That was like the big thing. Although I liked it. I thought like I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't like the biggest fan of like Zero at first. But then like I think like Zero's character, like they actually developed Zero relatively well. Like it was like a progressive character development.
Except when they changed her into a paladin instead of Dark Knight.
Well, no. So funny thing is, Zero. It's supposed to be the semblance of how Cecil goes from a Dark Knight to a paladin kind of deal. Like the
but it's
like
a
the
Reaper.
transformation. No, I know, but like Reaper, you could argue like Reaper's in the same boat as Dark Knight in terms of how it's like dark, like yin and yang, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever, like.
I think it made perfect sense.
So that was really cool. I thought that was neat and just I guess a different way of like just not copying and pasting. Oh, she's a Dark Knight. Plus, I guess it makes more sense considering she was a the Avatar? The Avatar. Yeah. Yeah, the Avatar.
Oh.
Definitely think like the change to like the Fiends was interesting. Very, very interesting. Although, it gets me kind of hyped though because we actually might get an ultimate for this that actually has all four fiends, Golbez, Zeromus. Dude,
Yeah,
it'd be so fucking sick, dude. It'd be so sick.
but not for a while.
About the post patch.
Yeah, because the four fiends. So I feel like it would be kind of I feel like it would be like kind of disappointing if we didn't get Cognazo and Scark Million as like bosses in the ultimate as well, because how the fuck are you gonna have them as the four fiends but just include only two fiends in the ultimate? That's all I'm saying.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is that like there is no such thing as post-patch ultimate though.
Well, we haven't had one yet. Doesn't mean it can't be the first. Doesn't mean it can't be the first.
But like instead of doing Zero Moves and all that shit, right? Why can't we have the end singer?
I mean, we can have that. Well, I mean, we can definitely have that. I just think like
then,
it depends on what order.
And then ultimate, and then like they're not going to do post-patch then.
We don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't say that it's never gonna happen. I mean, it can happen. I think it's like I think, in my opinion, what they do with Ultimates is they take the most major shit from the game, or like, you know, the most major events together, and they put them together. I'm still hoping for a Kefka Warring Triad Ultimate, honestly, because people are gonna be like, oh, but he's from the Omega raids, but it's like, I just feel like it would be kind of disappointing if we didn't get the Warring Triad plus Kefka. And it's like, well, you could add... Well, I'm gonna be honest, I just don't think... Like, I think you could also do mechanics from, like, 05, 6, 7 as well. Like, there'd be some way where Kefka just, I don't know, replicates the mechanics. Because, I'm gonna be honest, I've thought about this. I've thought about this, like significantly. I think what's gonna happen with the Eden Ultimate, and this is my genuine prediction. I think phase 1, it's going to be Eden Prime. Honestly, I genuinely think it's just going to be Eden Prime as the very first boss. I just think it makes sense. It's Eden Ultimate, right? It's the Eden Ultimate, so why would you not have Eden Prime as the first boss? Then, I think it will transition to Eden's, whatever, E12, the boss from E12.
Yeah.
And I think it's just gonna do it's gonna do all the primal mechanics, but it's gonna be like kicked up to 11. Is what's gonna happen. So he's gonna junction off of the mechanics like he does in the fight. We're not gonna get Shiva. I actually don't think we're gonna get Shiva. Funny enough, I
don't think we're gonna get Shiva. One of the most famous
okay. I'm gonna explain. We are gonna get Shiva. We're gonna get Shiva, but here's how we're gonna get Shiva. We're gonna get Shiva by Eden using Shiva's abilities is what's going to happen. There's going to be a combination of the different primal abilities. And what's going to happen is we're going to alter the course of everything. We fight Gaia, right? We fight Gaia, I think, is the next boss fight. Actually.
Okay.
And then there's going to be some sort of chain of events. It's going to be kind of like Dragon Song Reprise, where we have to do something specific in order to get like the last phase or get the trio phase. I think it's actually going to be something revolving around the trio phase, actually. Where like we'll have Gaia, I don't know, I guess like a fused Gaia, I don't know, with something like maybe like Eden's soul fuses with Gaia, and it becomes like the Oracle of Darkness Prime. Fuck it, we'll go with that. yeah.
Fuck it, he said.
And I think then we get the trio, right? I think we get the trio, but it's gonna be like a combination of the junction stuff on top of like Eden Prime.
Okay.
And I think it'll just be like the trio. And then, like I said, I don't know. It's hard to say, because like I said, I just think that they're just gonna use the abilities of the primals, all primals, with Eden, whatever. But I could see like Cloud. I want them to use Cloud of Darkness because I think the arena layout would be really fun to do on an Ultimate, personally, with like where like the platforms can fall out from under you and shit. Although I could see why some people might not like that. I think it was fun when I did it. Haven't done the Savage. Obviously, we're gonna do it as a static, but I think that's my prediction. Is just Eden Prime, Eden's Promise or whatever his name is, Gaia. People are arguing a fusion between Gaia and Reen to create like, I guess, this fusion of the Oracle of Light and the Oracle of Darkness.
Yeah.
That's at least the thing, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like that's what everyone's expecting, but I don't think that's necessarily what Square is gonna deliver. And then maybe, I don't know, like, oh, that would be insane. We get like, I mean, this series is based around Final Fantasy. Yeah, I would love to see Ultimecia, but I don't see it happening, like, at all, because like it's not Final Fantasy. It's about the Asians. Funny enough, like this whole shit is literally about Asians. Like,
well, until Endwalker, yeah. After Endwalker is not.
Well, no. What I'm saying is Gaia is an Asian, actually. And the other guy that is Eden Prime or whatever, the evolved Eden, they're both Asians.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So you want to know what's funny? Everyone's like, oh, I want everyone's like, I want an Asian Ultimate. You know what's funny? I do think the Endsinger one is going to be like Hades, the Warrior of Light, La Habrea. No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing. It's La Habrea. But no, La Habrea's already been done for an Ultimate. Maybe it's like
Yo, I kind of like this remix. Sorry, it's the soundtrack of the dungeon is so good, actually.
No, you're good. You're good.
Are we going?
Because I feel like if you're gonna add Shiva, you would have to add Titan. I feel.
Oh my god, it's a glitch.
If I'm being honest. Maybe I'm just crazy on that, because like I feel like Titan's just as important, or like is iconic as well.
Yeah, like Titan is iconic, but it's not really that important to the story. I don't actually know what really matters. Like this, if they're like prioritizing the story or they're prioritizing like the iconic like fight, right? Because I think for UCOP it's more of the iconic fight, and it doesn't happen until DSR, where it's more to the story than the iconic fight, I believe.
Yeah.
I might be wrong because I haven't done DSR.
To be fair with UCOB, right? They took the final boss of each tier, right? That's exactly what they did. They didn't take Melusine, they didn't take Avatar, they didn't take Rafflesia. Like, things that are difficult, right? Because like we also have like Uwu, right? Which I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised. Like it's the easiest, right? It's 100% the easiest Ultimate by far. but I'm surprised they were actually able to turn like the kind of content that is, you know, like for example, the
Trial.
Ultimate EX, and yeah, those specific trials that most of them are really easy. They took Ultima, which is arguably one of the easiest fights in the entire game, turned it into an Ultimate. They took Garuda, which is still one of the easier fights in the game, turned that shit into a fucking hard. Ifrit, still pretty easy. Titan, still pretty easy compared to some content in the game. It's like
It's not
they
like
turned all
Travel.
that stuff, right? And they turned it into some of the hardest content this game has ever seen and will ever see.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if they can turn something that's easy or like is genuinely see as easy content even on the hardest difficulty for that trial, I believe they could definitely turn like any content. And I'm low-key actually also thinking that on like the Eden Ultimate as well, that they might just be veering towards darkness. Or like they do something with like maybe the Eden's whatever the fuck I said, the big guy. Because I don't know, I feel like if you're gonna have the futures rewritten, I feel like Eden has to be there. Eden Prime, either Eden Prime or like the bigger version of Eden.
Oh
or
yeah,
the-
like Eden
they have
Prime
to be there.
is like 100% meant to be there, right?
Mhm.
That I can agree. And like Shiva is as well. Like Shiva is really important to the story.
That is true. That
the
is
hell?
absolutely true. But I'm like, I feel like, okay, because we've never seen Shiva or Leviathan or Ramu in an Ultimate. We just haven't. We've seen like aspects of like their kind of abilities, right? We've seen ability like people that use lightning abilities, like Thornton, Omega, where they use like, okay, maybe Thornton's not lightning, but Omega uses like definitely like elemental abilities and stuff. But I think, like I said, I just think if they want to add a little bit of everything from Eden, I just think that they're gonna, to some degree, I just think they're gonna skip out on Shiva, honestly, because I feel
There's
like,
no way.
I mean, like I said, they would have to add,
0%.
they would have to add Titan is the problem. If they're gonna talk about like, oh, the final fight in the tier, because
no, like they can skip Titan. Titan can be skipped like because it's not important for the story. It's memorable and people love the fight, but doesn't mean that it's tied to the story. It's not important if you skip Titan.
Technically the title is Futures Rewritten, right?
Yeah.
So what if the concept is, what if we never summon the primals in the first, or we
Well-
try to recreate the primals?
Here's the problem, right? If you want primal, right? There's 8 different primal. No. What's the E7?
There
Oh,
was,
E7 is
well,
the-
it was Gaia. It was literally just Gaia again. Well, no, it was the stupid fucking thing.
Yeah, like
with
you'll
wings.
have like 5 different bosses.
Hmm.
Like
But what if?
and every single one of them is important, which is like it's impossible. You basically like you skip because like all the primal in Eden story, right? It's a build up to like restore the land. Like if you
No.
skip the primal, it's not really that important because like after the build up, the important story is about Gaia and Rin, their
Well, that's what I'm
relationship
saying.
and the reveal of Gaia. And if you skip primal, it doesn't. You don't lose context about the story about Rin and Gaia.
Well, that's what
My
I'm saying.
mind.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking this. No, stay with me for a second. Instead
Yeah.
of it being Reen that drew the image of the primals or drew on her ether, what if it was Gaia instead that did it? But it was a twisted version of the primals.
That's impossible, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
You don't think?
No.
Because like, you don't think they would like take the title like
So-
literally?
Future written, right? In my mind is that like, okay, the ending is going to change, but the build up, the story, the beginning will not be changing. That's what happened in my mind, right? So meaning that yes, Shiva is still important because like that's when Gaia and Rin like patch up, and then Oracle of Darkness is important because that's when Gaia loses the memory, if I remember correctly, and we're trying to like get Gaia back. That's really important. But then at the end of the day, when we fight Eden Prime, something is going to change to the story, to the ending of the story. That's what I have in mind when I see Future written. At least.
Gotcha. Because I think like you can still I get it's important to the story, but I feel like you can still like have like a cutscene. So you remember how when you do go into E12 where like it shows cutscenes of like Reen and Gaia and like the memory fragment, right?
Yep.
Like I think it's definitely gonna be a big part of the fight, or at least that's gonna be a big part of the section of the fight. I don't think it's gonna be as long and drawn out. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's gonna be as nearly as long and drawn out as it was in Eden, but I do think it's gonna be an.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about Eden, the one where like you go on the platform and it like shows like Gaia and Reen, I guess having tea and this.
I can continue with it. Yeah.
But I think it's. I don't know. I think it's for. Like I said, I think Eden's first. I just think Eden's first phase, like as a whole, is literally the very first part of the fight. Like it would open with the big Eden, not the small Eden Prime, the big Eden.
Can I pull the boss? No. Doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't know what Square will be cooking up, but I definitely think like something definitely changes, or it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be like a DSR situation where like we have to somehow alter the event, not alter the events, but like what happens definitely changes the outcome of everything, and we fight some sort of powered up version or like some sort of like fusion or something of somebody.
Yeah, I hope that is the case, because DSR has been being praised like one of the best ultimate. That's the peak of the fight design, so I'm really excited about future written, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it combines storytelling with it combines storytelling with, you know, the whole gameplay focus of it being an ultimate, right? That's like the best part. It's a 2-in-1 package unlike most ultimates, because you'll get like UCOB's a story, I guess. Definitely UCOB's like a story, especially with the music, for sure. If we're talking about like answers. Ooh is like low-key. I mean, like it's a story. Like you get kind of the vivid idea that Ultima starts, you know, eating Garuda, starts absorbing Ifrit, and like devours Titan, right? Like that's like the story is like Ultimate Weapon is the primal eater, whatever. Yeah, and I don't know how T tells a story personally, but like does sure. Well, I would argue no, it doesn't actually, because like it doesn't have the. I mean, he stops time, cool, but.
Honestly, in my mind, like Uwu and Ukop, Uwu, and T does not have any story at all. Even Top does not have any story. The only one that does have story is actually like DSR.
Well, what I mean like for story is like the lyrics for answers is like about the story of like the tragedy of the 7th calamity with Bahamut and stuff, right? That's like the storytelling aspect is the lyrics to some degree, but that's if you like watch the cinematic, and then like I said with Uwu, it just shows like the storytelling of, well, this is Ultima Weapon. It eats things, and like this is what already happened in the story, but it's like a significantly more powered up version of it.
What am I?
Okay. But I don't think there's like true storytelling aspects. It's more like show don't tell. It's kind of like a Dark Souls where it's like you see something, right? Where you look at something.
You have to interpret it yourself.
Yeah, you have to interpret it yourself. But like this is like, I mean, say you didn't see the story, right? And you see like Ultima Weapon, he's eating like Garuda and Titan and Ifrit. You're like, yeah, this guy's eating them, but like it grows its wings, right? It grows its fucking wings. So it's like. It tells the story of like Ultima Weapon, right? Is this really powerful thing?
No, and not.
Primals.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Like, you said lyric. Are you talking about the soundtrack when we fight?
When you fight Bahamut. When you fight Bahamut during the answers. Yeah. Because like it's like.
I don't see any story, honestly.
Because it's speaking of like the calamity. It's like it's not directly talking about like the calamity, but
yeah. Like because how does it tell the story about calamity? Because I don't see any calamity when I was like playing it.
Well, no, no, I get that. But like if you know the story of what happened in the cinematic, so there was a big war, right? There was a big war, and. Then there's this, Dalamud drops, right? The fucking shards of Dalamud drop, right? And then, like, this war between Garlemald and the alliances breaks out, and this is already done. Or like there's a lot of loss and sacrifice, whatever, right? And then this big fucking dragon comes out, right? And like it talks about suffering and all this other bullshit. I'm not saying like it's 100% a storytelling thing, like I said, by the way. It's more like if you know, it's more referencing the actual A, the cinematic, and B, it's like why the it's like okay, we already fought a war, but why must we suffer an even worse casualty or calamity than what is already in front of us?
Wait, how? When? How do you get that? Where do you get that?
Have you seen the cinematic? Have you seen the cinematic for a Roman
cinematic for the trail? Yes, I've seen that cinematic in a Realm Reborn, but how is it tied to UCOP?
How's it tied to UCOP? So, Nail, right? Nail. She's part of the reason why the calamity even happened in the first place. Yeah, it's why it happened in the first place.
Okay.
But it's like they were already in war. I mean, okay, there's not like the whole war thing is not even apparent in the UCOP thing, but it's like I said, it's more tied to the cinematic. What I mean is, if you've seen the cinematic, you understand.
So to reiterate, right? It's not really a storytelling, in my opinion, right? When I play UCOP, it's more of a re-experience of the coils fight. Coils, not the calamity. Coils, only coils.
Well, if you've been in coils, it's like you get to see like what kind of
I don't see any storytelling when I'm fighting.
That's fair. That's
All
fair.
I'm seeing is like, hey, I'm fighting Twintania, which Twintania have nothing to do with calamity, right?
Yeah.
And then we fight Nail, which is like T9S, and then we fight Bahamut, and that's it. That's the only fight that we've done in UCOP. So like there is no storytelling whatsoever, in my opinion.
Well, actually, you know what? What about, you know, Louis Suarez reviving you before the Golden Bahamut phase?
That's T11.
Well, no, I know. What I'm saying is like, because like Louis Suarez, so like I guess in a way, Louis Suarez already sacrificed himself, right? And he does it again for you in UCOP. So like it has technical like little lore bits in it, but like I said, you would have to watch the cinematic to even fucking understand. I feel, in that case.
I mean, yeah, if you argue like that one part of the section of the fight is, then sure.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's definitely more of a solid argument, I guess, than the previous one.
It's got a little bit of storytelling, just not as much as Uwu.
But yeah, but again, Uwu also like does not have any storytelling. Like it's just a re-experiencing about the MSQ, the AR that you have already experienced. Same thing as UCOP, in my opinion. Wait, where are we going? Huh? What the? Yeah, for me it's not more of storytelling, it's more of like your experience of your experience on the expansion. DSR is the only storytelling. What? Where are we going? Yeah, I think like DSR is the only storytelling like ultimate that I can think of, because like it have the build up, which like the night, and you have to like the save portion part, and if you know the story, you understand what's happening and what you need to do. And like I don't know top at all because I haven't seen any images.
It has no storytelling. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have any storytelling to it.
Yeah, T same thing. T is more like the experience of like what you've done in the expansion, like the fight, the Alexander series as a whole. But there's nothing to like comment about story.
Yeah.
There are no
I mean, the biggest
there are
thing...
no Mide? I don't know. Mida? I don't know what her name is.
Which one?
You know the Alexander. Is it Aura? Or human girl?
I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember.
It's like I think it was a couple, right? It was a story of a couple that kept trapped in a time loop or something. So like none of the character reappear in the fight. So like if they reappear, then yes, that's a storytelling. But the fact that they have no appearance in the fight is like there's no storytelling at all. It's more of a re-experience of the fight that you've done in the expansion, the highlight, if I would say. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Omega, right? Like, I don't think there's a lot of story to be told with Omega, anyways, outside of how he attacked Midgard Stormer's home and chased him off of his star, kind of deal. I mean, the whole thing with Omega is just overcoming and adapting his whole character thing. It's always been that. It's always been, yeah, overcoming and adapting. You know, not impossible odds, but like he wants to fight the strongest thing and become stronger for it. Which I think is always really fascinating. And like, I mean, a robot can only go so
I forgot to
far.
park. No. Whatever. Done. Wait, level 100? Let's go!